Hey guys, it's Childish. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the new information that Compton's dropped here, the developers note for the TEKKEN collaboration that's going to be right around the corner. We're going to get a chance to take a look at the couple of units here, a little sneak peek for you guys to see what these are going to be all about. But as always, fam, I do want to give you guys a shout out for checking out this video. If you want to see more down the road, like, comment, and subscribe as always, okay? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I want to talk about here is the breakdown of the 5 stars and 4 stars alike. Again, this is something that they generally do. I'm kind of curious as to why they dropped the some 4-star versions of Paul Phoenix in there, but I guess they have to balance it out. It is what it is. I'm excited because if I can't get some LD5s, at least I can get a few of the LD unique units or whatever here. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at the free-to-play unit Heihachi that everyone's going to have a chance to get to. Demon Wings. Looks like it's going to attack the enemy, do some damage proportionate to the enemy's max HP, and then block the target from receiving beneficial effects with a 30% chance. Generally not something we see on a first skill, and the chance is a little low, but I'm guessing we'll have a couple of skill ups on that. So curious to see if it's going to get up to that 50 to 60% here. Second skill, Thunder God Fist. Attacks the enemies 4 times to deal damage based on their max HP as well. Again, each hit decreases their defense for 2 turns with a 20% chance. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So again, I know that we have quite a handful of units that does damage based on the enemy's max HP. I don't know if this is going to be a candidate to mess around with maybe in TOA, or is this just going to be something that people are going to use in PvP as well? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see here. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of basing it on somebody else's max HP. More so, I prefer my max HP because that's something that I control. And it is an HP unit, but either way, can't complain. It is a free unit nonetheless here. Now, last skill we got going on, Tempest Demon God Fist, grants Endure on yourself and attacks the enemy to block a target from receiving beneficial effects for 2 turns. So the cool thing about this one is that the damage dealt is going to be increased by 15% for each harmful effect on the target. So there is going to be some value here if you set this one up to enable it to do some pretty good damage here. Ultimately, it is a free-to-play unit. It is what it is. Not the greatest thing in the world, but I'm excited to get it one because, again, I mean, I just like this collaboration. I think it's going to be good. Now, of course, they had to go from fire free-to-play to pay to win, right? Dark Jin. First skill, Evil Intent. Now, if this is the skill it's going to be for all the Jins here, I'm actually very excited for this one here. Okay, we got the multi-hit on the first skill, so we're going to get value out of that additional damage. And then we got the continuous damage here. Hopefully this goes up to like a 50%. But yeah, man, that's some pretty good. I mean, depending on how the multipliers are, right? That could be some pretty good damage, especially if you run this one on a violence set. The amount of additional, damage or just damage over time that you can get on this one. Wow, that's pretty cool. Blackwing Flash attacks the enemy 2 times and increase the attack bar whenever you land a critical hit. Damage increases as the enemy's HP increases. But I think the cool thing is that, if you get this one capped off on critical hit, and again, it's a neutral element, should be great, versus other elements out there. This is just going to be an opportunity for you to get some attack bar and kind of cycle through your skills. Yeah. Third skill is going to be Polar Demon Gouge, I guess. Grants soul protection on yourself for 1 turn. If the enemy is defeated in this attack's skill cooldown will not be triggered, and the excess damage will be applied as additional damage for the next use. Now, again, I haven't checked out any of the videos. I don't know what everybody's saying about this, but obviously on the PvP side, hey, this is going to be fun. This is going to be great. Just a little bit of additional damage here. But when I think about PvE and bosses, they said nothing when it comes to excluding boss damage or this and that, whatever. So I wonder if this can be like an amazing unit to provide tons of damage. And it just, I mean, maybe it's going to be a little bit hard to control, but I mean, when it comes to some of the speed-based comps out there, you got, everybody speed tunes your stuff, so it is what it is. I don't know, but man, the opportunity is endless. But again, it's a dark LD5. Like, 2 people are going to get this one out of all the people in the Summer Sword community. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, next one up, we got Hwoarang. First skill, Backlash, attacks the enemy 3 times to absorb the attack bar by 10%. With a 25% chance. So I like them. I like them multiple hits. I like the attack bar, but of course a 25% chance. This is not going to be super reliable. But again, it is an opportunity to get yourself some additional attack bar, and this is something that people can use on like a counter attack or something like that. that could be a little bit additional value, similar to how the oracles work and stuff like that. Yeah. Raptor combo attacks the enemy 4 times to deal damage. Ignores all damage reduction effects. The damage will increase by 50% if it's granted with a beneficial effect. And the funny thing about it is that even though the damage dealt is increased, it's like, it's nice to have it, but I don't think it's gonna be like super crazy good. But we'll just have to wait and see to test out those multipliers and see what it's all about. Now, Sky Burial, this is actually pretty disgusting here. Attacks all enemies 6 times. It cannot be counterattacked, and all attack bar increasing effects of the enemies are not activated. So let's see here. What am I thinking of? Oh, Fire Megumi, dude. Fire Megumi all day, every day. I can't stand that unit without a passion. So yeah, I got to play this one into him. I mean, there's a lot of units out there that we can get a little bit of value out of. But I'll tell you what, man, this is going to be interesting. Again, just an overall AoE damage dealing ability. So many multiple hits on this one. So I think that's going to be a fun one to play around with. Next one up, Paul Phoenix up in this mix. You got Moonfall. Attacks the enemy to provoke for 1 turn with a 50% chance. Then next one, Hangover, attacks the enemy 3 times to decrease his attack speed, and then recover by 10% when you attack an enemy granted a harmful effect. The good thing about it is that again, it just relies on some kind of harmful effect, not relying on your personal harmful effect that you put on. So depending on where this is speed tuned and where it goes behind, you can get a lot of value out of this when it comes to HP recovery, and it is an HP scaling unit, so it's good. I'm a little bit depressed though, because not only now that I think about it, and it's funny, I bet Seishizo said something here. This one's based on the enemy smash HP, right? This HP scaling unit is not based on any HP. So, like, I mean, again, is this supposed to be just, a tank and threat state or whatnot? Like, even though it's a tank, it's not, meant to do crazy amount of damage. Like, can you give me one skill here that's going to be based on your HP to get a little bit of value? Is that too much? I feel like the only units that we're going to get that from is going to be like the M Bisons or something like that. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Cool passive though. Glance a hit with 30% chance of receiving it. You get it under a threat state. So that's going to be kind of unique. Next one up, we got Light Nina. Blonde Bomb. What a great name, right? Attacks the enemy to stun the turn with a 30% chance, which is great. We already have a handful of units that already do that. Aconite. Attacks the enemy 2 times in the first hit, grants a silence effect for 1 turn, and then decreases the attack bar by 2 turns. We do have a handful of units that do provide a skill 2 silence. And again, I find those units out there that are maybe not super popular but have that silence effect. I still feel like there's a lot of them that are useful out there, so that's good. I think about like the Fire Bayek. I think that's the one that a lot of people take advantage of, and he just has an overall good kit in general, but it's nice to have some more silence hits. And then the last one, Bullet Assassination. I can't wait to see the animation on this one. Attacks all enemies 4 times and grants. The first hit grants seal. The second and third hit blocks them from removing harmful effects. And then the last one deals damage by 10% of their max HP. Again, their max HP, not your max HP, but it is a support unit. That's fine. If the target is granted with a harmful effect. So yeah, you're pretty much kind of guaranteed this one here, assuming that you have really good accuracy. Because if you guys didn't know, this particular skill, there's no percentage chance to hit. 100% activation. With the exception of accuracy versus resistance, that's going to be something to consider. But either way, fam, as always, they're always going to have that little mini island over there. They're going to have some mini games and whatnot. Always something you want to pay attention to. Always something you want to jump into, because the rewards that you can obtain is actually pretty disgusting if they do the same things that they've done in previous collabs. Do like this setup here when it comes to some of the things that they got going on. The arcane battle definitely makes me feel like I'm playing Tekken, so that should be pretty cool. As always, they got the different types of difficulties that we do. We're gonna have some upgrading options. This will be kind of interesting. Things to do to upgrade, stats upgrades, special upgrades. Okay, and then we got some of the some examples here, as well as kind of a look to see what it's all about here. I like this boss look here. That's gonna be fun. Yeah. So let's take a look and see what they got. What is going on? This is a mini game. Oh my god. You know what though? I've had pretty fun with some of the previous collabs and their mini games here. But I mean, it's so funny. I was not expecting this kind of look here. Like, I thought they were kind of trolling seeing this stuff here, but yeah, I mean, again, kind of focusing on the main part of this update here is going to be those 5 units. Definitely some potential, some thoughts that I got. Again, very excited to see basically a family here with the continuous damage. I think Jin's going to be a phenomenal one. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the Jins because I just think that particular skill 1 is going to be great, really good damage to be able to utilize. You know, the free to play one overall not too bad. Again, it's, you know, a HP unit based on their HP. There's obviously a lot of PvE situations that you could probably take advantage of this, but I think we have so many other units out there of PvE wise that there's just so much value to be had. Or they have so much value that I don't know if this one's really going to fit the bill. Paul Phoenix, like I said, interesting kit, but because of the fact that it doesn't have scaling based on max HP, I'm kind of sad because I don't want a true tank. I want somebody that can actually get a little bit of value. You know, it's unfortunate that it is what it is, but that's me being greedy, trying to make a tank a DPS as well, but it's all good. And then Nina, I mean, obviously the light and dark units, they look pretty good. They look pretty strong, but we're going to have to wait and see to see how everything plays out here. Not the greatest LD5, you know, in the world, or not the greatest dark LD5 in the world. But like I said, I like a couple of things from their kits that do seem promising. But again, we're just going to have to wait and see how everything plays out down the road. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Just want to give you guys a quick update on that. Again, out of these particular 5 units out there, do me a favor, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know maybe which one is your favorite or what specific aspect of this unit you guys are definitely looking forward to see, okay? Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.